We're at the Auburn Dusenberg Museum. Gonna go take a look inside. And Dave and Mary, this trip is free for you.
Now, is it 3 levels?
There are 3 levels, yeah.
What's the top level?
Cars. The middle level is artwork, and it's very small.
Okay.
But cars are, there are more cars in the 3rd floor than there are in the 4th floor.
There's a 1934 Dusenberg Model J dual cowl Phantom.
You're looking at a Dusenberg Model J, the best, fastest. I say the fastest. These
Win this 67 Corvette.
Yep.
It looks pretty good.
It's an early 67.
Paint looks pretty good.
Buy tickets.
NCRS. There you go. 1932 Auburn. (1935) Auburn. Cummins diesel powered. There's a 1932 Cord. And talk about a long hood. I think that's longer than a Corvette. Here's a 1931 Stetson Detroit Jr. Was originally owned by the Auburn Automotive Company. It's a 1937 Cord 812. (1933) Auburn 8105. (1937) Cord 812. (1936) Cord 810. That must be this car. I was confused. (1937) Cord 812. 289 cubic inches, 175 horsepower, weight is 3,600 pounds. 3,500 when new. (1931) Dusenberg. (1932) Auburn. 391 cubic inches and 160 horsepower. Another 1932 Auburn V12, again 391 cubic inches, 160 horsepower at 3,500 RPMs. Price when new, $17.95. (1938) Cord, model 814, V8, 289 cubic inches, 125 horsepower at 3,600 RPMs. Weight is 3,500 pounds. (1926) Dusenberg Model A chassis, 260 cubic inches, 90 horsepower, weight between 3,000 to 5,000 pounds. Of course, that's with the body on it. (1927) Dusenberg, 136 inch wheelbase, 260 cubic inches, 90 horsepower, weight 4,400 pounds. What you just looked at is a 1927 Dusenberg, 260 cubic inches, 100 horsepower at 4,000 RPMs. It's a 1936 Cord, 289 cubic inches, 125 horsepower at 3,600 RPMs. Weight 3,500 pounds. (1931) Dusenberg Model J Beverly Sedan. 420 cubic inches, 265 horsepower. Weight 5,500. Price when new, $16,500. Imagine what that would be in today's dollars. (1926) Dusenberg Model A touring car, 260 cubic inches, 90 horsepower at 4,400 RPMs. Way in the back you can see a boat. Might be a Chris craft, I'm not sure. Lots of different hood ornaments.
Gently restyled by designer Auburn Museum, the Auburn 1931's glimmered hope and enjoyed modest sales of over 30,000. But by then, the automobile company's chief champion and visionary had begun to recede from view. Following the death of his 37-year-old wife, Cord remarried and moved to California, where he measured his passion for the automobile against a broader interest in aircraft. Combined with the ongoing economic depression, Cord's absence, Auburn struggled to keep its star shining bright. Its ingenuity and aesthetics did more to obscure its troubles than attract customers. As part of the Dusenberg acquisition, Cord acquired the talents of designer Auburn Museum. From its ultimately designed early models,
(1931) Dusenberg Model J convertible coupe, 420 cubic inches, 265 horsepower, weight 5,450 pounds, price when new $14,500. (1930) Cord, 299 cubic inches, 125 horsepower. Price when new, $3,195. Oh, is that a bright color orange? 1925 Moon, 207 cubic inches and 50 horsepower. Price when new, $15.75. And here is an engine from that vehicle. With a rumble seat. (1936) Ford 810 sedan, 289 cubic inches, 125 horsepower. (1946) Stetson, model V77, 300 horsepower at 2,200 RPMs. So that's the airplane. (1930) Cord, 299 cubic inches, 125 horsepower. Price when new, $31.95. And we got a rumble seat. (1933) checkered cab, 269 cubic inches and 100 horsepower. (1924) Moon, 225 cubic inches and only 50 horsepower. (1930) Cord L29, 299 cubic inches, 125 horsepower. And I don't know if you call that a rumble seat, but it has its own windshield. And a little trunk on the back. (1937) Cord, 289 cubic inches, 175 horsepower. Price when new, $29.60. Weight, 39 and 27 pounds. 1911. How do you pronounce the name of this car?
Pardon?
How do you pronounce the name of this car?
I'm not sure. Metallurgic, and we have British cars now, but I've had about 5 or 6 Corvettes. I used to race them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Well, there's 3 of them outside.
oh yeah. Hey, it's always a fun ride.
There's a red, white, and a blue one outside right now.
How does that, when you change the angle of the stick, the camera angle
Yeah,
changes? How does it do that?
It's got 3 little motors in there that does that.
Okay, that's very cool.
There's an L29 chassis, Cord chassis. Now here's an engine for you. Holy mackerel. 2 exhausts on every cylinder, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cylinders. So it's a V16 with 2 spark plugs per cylinder. Wow. Okay. Dusenberg V16 aircraft engine, 1918. 800 horsepower at 1800 RPMs. Wow. There's a, not sure if it's a V, I guess it's a V16. There's 8 spark plugs on each side, I think 2, 4, no, V12. Yeah, I don't know what this one is. Okay, we'll go on into another room here. (1924) model 643 touring car. The 1922 6-51, 224 cubic inches and 55 horsepower. It's a 1912 Auburn 30L. 201 cubic inches and only 30 horsepower. There's a 1911, 318 cubic inches and only 40 horsepower. Unbelievable. You think with all that cubic inches they get more than 40 horsepower. Here's a 1908 Auburn Model G, 216 cubic inches and only 24 horsepower. Some of the lawnmowers make more power than that. I'm going to run back and get another couple cars in the corner here.
He'll make a fine.
I'll have to give you the description on this one in a moment because it's around the other side of the car.
Mr. and Mrs. Cotter.
Are you looking for anything in particular? Seeing how this is your first automobile, it seems like a very important investment.
There's a 1924 Auburn 6-63, 249 cubic inches and 63 horsepower. There's a 1923 Auburn 6-51, 196 cubic inches and 50 horsepower. (1919) Auburn 6-39 engine, 231 cubic inches and 43 horsepower. Here's a 1917 Auburn 6-39, 230 cubic inches and 39 horsepower. I'm going to walk on down to another area. Here's a 1900 Elkhart spring buggy. I imagine that was horse driven. And it's sitting next to a 1904 Auburn. (1911) Izzard. The first Indianapolis 500 was held in 1911. It was won by a Marmon, averaging 75 miles an hour in 1911. The average healthcare worker earned $375 annually. (1984) Black, 8 horsepower, 2-stroke engine. (1899) Waverly electric car. Wonder how far that went on the batteries. 1933 Ford, 221 cubic inches and 85 horsepower.
They gave the firemen a $12 tip for rescuing one of their trucks, which contained enough guns and ammunition to equip a small army. A generous tip made the firemen remember. When they saw the picture of the wanted gang, they were able to identify them as Clark, Macklin, Pierpont, and Lynch.
1922 Hayes Model 55, 289 cubic inches and 50 horsepower. (1896) Auto Carriage. I didn't know whether they should put a Surrey top on it or pull it with a horse. 1920 Apperson 322 cubic inches and 60 horsepower.
Thousands of people find the streets looking for a place to live.
1919 Cole Aero 8, 346 cubic inches and 80 horsepower. '60 Westcott Model 42, 288 cubic inches and 42 horsepower. '20 Lexington Series S, 224 cubic inches and 47 horsepower. '52 Crosley Super Roadster, 44 cubic inches and 25 horsepower. And there's the motor for it. Wow. 1979 International Prototype. Had a V8, I don't see any other specs on it. 1928 Stutz Blackhawk, 289 cubic inches and 115 horsepower. 1932 Studebaker President, 337 cubic inches and 122 horsepower. Initials on the side. 1915 Studebaker Model SD, 192 cubic inches and 30 horsepower. 1923 Stutz Speedway 4, 365 cubic inches and 88 horsepower. We're going to walk down to another section. This section is called Racers and Record Setters. 1936 Cord 810, 289 cubic inches, 125 horsepower. I don't know what this is. I'm looking for a placard for it. Oh, it says 1932 Auburn back here. Has a V12 engine, a boat tail, interesting coil on the top of the radiator. I have no idea exactly why, but maybe it helped dissipate heat. And here's a familiar looking vehicle, a 1954 Chevrolet Corvette, 235 cubic inches and 150 horsepower. '35 Auburn 851, 280 cubic inches and 150 horsepower. it was supercharged. (2003) Indy show car. I presume from the Indy 500. I'm looking for a placard. This is an Auburn. It's a 1910 Auburn. I don't see any other specs on the car. Here's 1915 Dusenberg from Dusenberg Racing, 298 cubic inches and 100 horsepower. I'm going to walk into another section here. Boy, do we have a lot of cars in here. (1930) Cord L29, 299 cubic inches and 125 horsepower. There's a 1930 Packard, 385 cubic inches and 106 horsepower. And it had a rumble seat. (1930) Packard, 385 cubic inches, 106 horsepower. (1934) Auburn, 210 cubic inches and 85 horsepower. (1933) Auburn, 269 cubic inches and 100 horsepower. (1927) Auburn, 226 cubic inches and 62 horsepower. (1925) Auburn, 261 cubic inches and 65 horsepower. (1925) Auburn, 224 cubic inches and 55 horsepower. (1948) Tasco, 239 cubic inches and 150 horsepower. (1936) Cord 810, 125 horsepower and 289 cubic inches. (1932) Dusenberg, 420 cubic inches, 265 horsepower. That's getting up there on the horsepower for that time, for sure. 1935 Auburn, 280 cubic inches and 150 horsepower, and it was supercharged. (1936) Auburn, 654, 210 cubic inches and 85 horsepower. (1929) Lincoln Model L, 385 cubic inches and only 90 horsepower. (1929) Stearns Knight N6-80, 255 cubic inches and 70 horsepower. (1929) Locomobile Model 48, 525 cubic inches and only 85 horsepower. Wow. (1932) Ruxin, 269 cubic inches and 100 horsepower. (1930) Ruxin, 269 cubic inches and 100 horsepower. (1935) DeSoto, 241 cubic inches and 100 horsepower. It was considered the airflow design. My dad had a Chrysler Airflow, and he mentioned one time he drove something like 100 miles in an hour. 1933 Chrysler CL Imperial, 384 cubic inches and 132 horsepower. (1959) Chrysler, 260 and how about a 1930 Chrysler, 268 cubic inches and 93 horsepower. I'll have to get that one when I come around the other way. 1936 Auburn 852, 280 cubic inches, 150 horsepower, supercharged. And it's a right-hand drive. (1934) Auburn 652X, 210 cubic inches and 85 horsepower. 1935 Auburn 653, 210 cubic inches and 85 horsepower. And look at the horns on that thing. Now we'll come back around and get this one vehicle we couldn't get before. It doesn't seem to have any. It just says 1952 to 02 golden anniversary. I don't see anything on it to tell me what it is. That's all the cars in this section. Initially, when I came up the stairs, I came up from down here, and we first entered this stairway, and we saw that vehicle that's sitting right there. But when you turn the other way, here's all the other cars that we've actually already seen, and they have a stairwell going up to it as well. Just thought I'd show you the layout, and I think we've seen everything.